my ear so people aren't trying to talk to me. That can be a little distracting sometimes. Turn this on so that people can hear me. There we go. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Wow, that good, huh? I think it was like 8 of you. Let's try that again. Get everybody involved. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Much better. Well, welcome to the Peabody, the South's Grand Hotel. My name is Jason. I'm the duck master here at the Peabody. And we like to say, whether you're a guest staying in the hotel or you're here simply to witness the Duck March, you are truly a guest of the Peabody, and we say welcome to you all. Now, before we get started, we do want to let everybody in on a few things that are available to you besides simply witnessing the Duck March. Now, normally, we would invite everybody to come up and visit the Duck Palace. That is where the ducks spend their evenings every night from 5 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next morning. However, that part of the rooftop is closed off for the evening. We're doing some restoration work to the hotel, and so the Duck Palace area is closed. However, the rooftop itself is still open. So if you would like to visit that, just press S for Skyway on any one of the elevators. That'll take you all the way to the top. Once you get off the elevator, follow it out to the right. You can overlook the Mississippi River, overlook downtown, and you have just a fantastic view. So again, if you would like, just press S for Skyway. Feel free to come up and visit there. Now, if visiting the rooftop wasn't necessarily in your plans, no worries. There are plenty of things for you to do here in the lobby area, so please enjoy your time at the South Grand Hotel. Now, we do want everybody to know a little bit of the history of the Peabody itself. See, the original hotel actually opened up a couple of blocks from here at the corner of Main and Monroe back in 1869. See, Colonel Robert Brinkley had determined to build the most spectacular hotel the Mid-South had ever seen. I'm going to put it right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, his plan was to unveil the Brinkley House, obviously named after his family. However, 2 months before they held the grand opening, he got word that a very good friend of his, Mr. George Peabody, had passed away. Well, in order to honor his good friend, he decided to change the name from the Brinkley House to the Peabody Hotel. Now, as I mentioned, they opened in 1869, but by 1921, they realized they were going to need to expand and relocate. So they started looking for other property around the city, found this property here, 149 Union Avenue. They began construction, and on September 1st, 1925, we opened the doors to the beautiful hotel that we stand in today. When this hotel opened, it opened at just under the $5 million budget. Not a bad chunk of change for the mid-20s, and as you can tell by looking around, they did a fabulous job. Now, if you are interested in a little bit more of the history of the Peabody, we have several things available to you, one of which is visiting the memorabilia room. It's located on the mezzanine level there, directly above the gift shop, right behind those fine folks right up there. There's a little blasting room up there. It's got all kinds of artifacts from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So if you get a chance, stop in there, see some of the great items we have on display. Now, for the reason that we are all here. Why are we here, folks?
The Ducks.
The Ducks. How in the world did we get to be known as the hotel with the Ducks? Well, it's actually kind of funny because the whole thing started off as a practical joke. See, back in the 1920s and 30s, it was legal to use live duck decoys while duck hunting. Well, the original general manager of the hotel, Mr. Frank Shutt, and a buddy his name Chip, had headed over to Arkansas to do a little hunting, and well, in 1933, they didn't have a whole lot to help keep them warm. So they had to rely on the liquid heat, shall we say? A little bit of the Tennessee sipping whiskey. What most of the adults in here know today as Jack Daniels. So, after a full day of staying warm, they thought it would be funny to play a joke on the guests of the hotel. So instead of dropping their 3 English call ducks off at the farm, they decided to sneak into the lobby and drop them off in the fountain instead. Well, they headed on up to their rooms to sleep it off for the night, when they came back down the next morning, they found two things. One, the ducks were still there. They didn't get out, wander off, go see the sights of Memphis or anything like that. And two, well, a large crowd had gathered. So I thought, wow, what a wonderful idea. What a great way to bring people into the hotel. Thus kicked off our 78-year-old tradition of having ducks in our fountain. Well, by 1940, they decided that they wanted to turn it into a little bit of a production. So they spoke to a gentleman that was working with us, a gentleman by the name of Edward Pembroke. See, Chief Pembroke was a retired animal trainer for Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. He told them if they gave him the opportunity, he would train 5 northern mallards, 1 male which is the drake, 4 females which are the hens. He would train them to every day at 11 o'clock to march through the hotel, to ride down in the elevator, to march across the red carpet, and then hang out in the fountain all day. Then at 5 o'clock in the evening, reverse the process and head back up to their rooms. Now, not only did Mr. Pembroke do that, but he did so for 50 years. That is where he came up with the Duck Master title. Figured anybody that does something consistently for 50 years is pretty much a master at it. Now, Mr. Pembroke is no longer with us, but we do owe him a great debt of gratitude. He used to take ducks all over the country. Some of you may remember seeing him on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He was featured in People magazine. He even made a very special appearance on Sesame Street for National Rubber Ducky Day. He used to do all kinds of great things promoting this wonderful hotel and our fine feathered friend. So in order to honor him, we placed a beautiful portrait and a brief bio of his right inside the valley entrance over there. So if you just stop by, say hi to Mr. Pembroke and tell him thanks for all that he's done for the hotel and for the ducks. Now, what is about to happen? In just a few moments, the music's going to start. I'm going to usher the ducks around the fountain area. They're going to make their way down these stairs, and they're going to stop right about here. They're going to pause, they're going to pose, they're going to wave at the crowd a little bit, let y'all get some great pictures. Then they're going to march down the red carpet here. Now, just a few things real quick. One, it is very important that everybody does stay back off of the red carpet. So the ducks have one thing in mind, and it's that elevator. We need to make sure that they have a nice clear path. Second of all, please, feel free to take as many photos as you like. A flash does not bother them. However, we do ask that you do not try to reach out and touch the ducks. Again, we want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making the Peabody Ducks trip into Memphis. Hope you'll come back and see us again real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and your attention, please. Welcome to the historic Peabody Hotel. At the center of the grand lobby, the point where the Mississippi Delta has been set to begin, stands the classic Peabody Fountain, carved from one piece of Italian travertine marble. Although famous in its own right, the fountain is better known the world over because of its resonance. If I may direct your attention to the fountain now, you will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel, an experience uniquely yours as a guest of the Peabody. Preparing to return to their penthouse on the plantation roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks.